Well, I am convinced that part of that, I am convinced that part of that has put her body in a acidic state enough to allow cancer to grow. You understand what I'm saying? And this is important that we get these things because disease can't live in a healthy body. So how do we, and talking to her consistently about her cancer has allowed me to minister, so you will, from a different place. And the one thing I keep doing over and over and over is reminding her the difference between being satisfied with your life and not. A couple of weeks ago, I had to yell at her. I didn't raise my voice. I just the tone. Hey, put that down, right? You know, that tone. And I had to tell her, now you're going to decide to live or you're going to decide to die. But you don't get to not make a decision. That's up to you. As a result, she has gotten a release from her doctor to go pursue a natural path for her healing. And one of the things she said to me, and I'll never forget it, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. I still don't even understand how she said it. She said, poison never healed anything, talking about radiation and chemo. And so I'm asking, well, are we doing chemo? Because I was supposed to be at the next appointment or not. Well, I don't know. And I have a problem with I don't know. Because we're going to decide, take this natural path or go to this chemo. So until you make a decision, you're going to chemo. She made a decision. She's going to a different place. And over the course of 2 months now, we've been talking about a satisfying life. I want to teach you all today the keys of living a satisfying life. If you have to exit or daydream or just don't want to see my chocolate face moving, the mouth up and down, you know, and my chocolate face repulses shedding, you know, because she's really turned on by it. That's the real truth of it. That's what it is. If you have to check out, I'll give you the answer up front, allowing. Now, I'm going to go into great detail of this, but most of you absolutely suck at allowing things to roll in your life. I promise you, I will give you over 14, probably 15 different things. They're all supporting details to the one thing. And that one thing is to enjoy a life you have lived, is to release control of not enjoying it. Yeah. To enjoy a life that you have lived is to release control of not living, to release control of not having that joy. I'll explain it without the poetry. Your problem is, Antonio, since you want to enjoy your life, you keep trying to control the stuff you can't. Okay. Thus begins the beginning of the teaching elements of this class. I want you to think about control. In truth, if you be honest with yourself, if you are a control freak, if you like certain elements of your life under control, If you enjoy security, it is simply because you fear the opposite of these things. And that's the truth. You value security in relationships and your bank account in this because you're afraid any day now you're going to lose your reputation and everything, all the creature comforts that give you the facade, the illusion of doing well. Mm-hmm. When in truth, the people who have the massive income that you are attempting to have are not afraid to lose it. Hebrews, many years ago, in the first century of this world, Africans specifically, one named Saul of Tarsus said that I am satisfied no matter what happens in my life. If I got a lot, I'm good. If I don't have a lot, I'm good. Whatever condition I am in, I have learned how to be content. Now, I don't want you to think about the Bible. That's why I specifically said it the way I wanted to say it. An African, before the internet, one of the only few people on the planet at the time that can read, understood, not through reading, not through learning, but through spiritual revelation, whatever situation I find myself in, I'm good. My friends, you cannot learn the law of allowing. You must become it.
Oh, so that's what they mean by I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby.
I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. You know, and then Jamie Foxx comes on and he sings, and then Twister jumps on the song, and then it's a good song. You understand? Think about that. Think about it. You don't learn. So I don't want you, that's why I made you take those deep breaths at first. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to remember for the next 2 hours, you already know everything I'm about to say. I want you to become this information. I want you to remember this information. I don't want you to learn it. This Hebrew, this African man in Africa had all the knowledge, and his knowledge could not get him to get the lesson. I am in prison, and y'all trying to help me, and you can't do it, Latrice. But I'm glad you're trying, and that's good enough for me. The keys to living a satisfying life, before we get into the details of each, the main point, the only point, is allowing, to release control. Phil has a wonderful way of saying, Phil, if you don't mind, if you can unmute your mic, you say one of the joys or pleasures, something of life. See, I suck at quotes. Elimination. Can you give us that thing about the elimination that you say?
Well, that's one of the secrets of life, is elimination. If you don't eliminate, you're not going to be happy for very long. You got to eliminate. You know, I would also challenge maybe satisfaction. Instead of leaving a satisfied life, you choose to leave a grateful life.
I love it. I love it. So let's change the title to The Keys of Living a Grateful Life, right? Now think about this. The secrets of life, Phil says, is elimination. I want all of you to understand the next 24 hours, maybe 48, your bowels will back up. And should you not release control of your sphincter, you're going to have a real hard time. That's why I want to hear to bring up that elimination.
Your elimination backed up. Say that one.
That's Susan. Think about it. If you don't release your bowels, you're going to have a hard time. Right now, every last one of you are controlling the two sphincters that you have to control your bowels. But at some point, in order for you to enjoy comfort, you have to let go of that control. If not, you will poison your body, and your body will systematically go through septic shock with septic poison. There is a lesson there that if you don't release control, you're going to poison your reality. Nature is the greatest algorithm on this earth. There is not an entity on this planet smarter than nature. Nature has this, it's the only way I can describe it is lazy intelligent. It is the smartest thing, but it uses the least amount of energy possible to do these amazing things. Bees build their hives and their honeycombs in a certain shape that you all know. Why? Because that shape is so fundamental to one of the building blocks of this universe. It creates no waste. Any other shape, you would eventually have space in between. Now, bees never went to college to create these hives. It is natural in them, the same way releasing control is natural in you.
And they work in harmony.
And they work in harmony. You know what? Let's push that further, Susan. Bees live on average 13 days. In 13 days, they do better with their lives than we do. And we have a different level of consciousness. They're conscience.
Antonio?
Yes, ma'am.
What I really meant to say was all of nature works in harmony together. It's all just a beautiful song.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. I like the way you said beautiful song. Lions are not killing too many gazelles. They kill what they need, and that's it. Damali has never seen lions. Well, I only need one. I'm gonna get 13. I'm gonna put these other 12 back in the freezer. We're gonna dig a hole in the ground and save them for later. Oh, no, they take what they need. They take what they need. I'm driving home this main point because what I'm doing is I'm framing your thinking. Speech and communications, which Phil and Susan excel at. We have something called a frame of reference. It is the speaker has their reference of thinking that is framed, and typically we speak from this frame of reference. And what I'm doing is I am reframing your framing for this local time that we have. And I need you to get that the seed to a grateful, a gratifying, a satisfying, a contentful life is allowing to release that control. I'm catching you this early in the year, so you never make this mistake again. I know your finances aren't lined up the way you want them to be. It is because you're doing so much to control your finances. You're not, catch it, releasing the seed that will grow better ones. Rewind, press play. Here's a receipt. For illustration purposes, we are going to call the receipt a seed. I am going to put the seed completely in my hand. I'm moving my hand off the screen now. I want to explain to you seed harvest. In order to have a harvest, you must have a seed. Can you have a harvest without a seed? No. Which one came first? Seed. Seed must come first. Putting my hand back on screen, the seed is in my hand. Taking my hand off screen so I can press another point. Renee, if you do not have the harvest you desire, it does not mean you're not planting seeds. You're planting the seed of what you don't desire.
Mm-hmm.
There is no such thing on this planet as lack. Only man creates lack with laws and rules, but nature does not. It's not that you lack money. You have an overabundance of poverty. That's the truth. That is the 100% natural truth. Back to this seed. So I'm telling you that if you don't like your money situation, it's because you keep planting, I don't like my money situation. And you won't let go of that seed. Now, pay attention. I have the cure for your money situation in my hand, remember? But this isn't what you're letting go. You're freely letting go the abundance of poverty. Because if it's in your life, you're letting it go. If it's a harvest in your life, it is a seed you're letting go. Am I losing anybody? If it is a reality in your life, it is seeds you're letting go. And since we know you don't like your money situation, it says you're letting go poverty every day. And the solution is always in your hand. But you won't let this control go. Pay very close attention. Never in the history of this universe, not in 13.5 billion years or whatever illusion they want us to believe, has a seed ever grown in a hand. I saw you, Latrice. I just made this make sense to you. Y'all don't have what you want in your life because roots can't grow in hands. God has designed this universe for you to genuinely let it go. Don't take my word. Them Africans told you those who want to gain their lives need to lose it. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't make that up. You understand? But I do know this. The key to a wonderful life is to let go of trying to have a wonderful life. That I do know. So how do you have a wonderful life if you let go of trying to have a wonderful life? The answer is in the action. Once you do that, you become that. When Shannon got pregnant many years ago, some teenage years, she could not tuck in. Well, I think her son a teenager, ain't he? Okay, she wasn't a teenager. She was grown.
I was about to say fix it.
She was grown.
I have enough in my history.
Yes. She was not a teenage pregnancy. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong. She wasn't. When she got pregnant all those years ago, she couldn't tuck her baby in. In order to release her baby to this world, she had to release, bowels included, if she pushed out. You understand? I'm just telling you what it is. You can't tuck in your blessing. Wouldn't be no metro if she tucked them in. She had to release control of her life to give life. And there is no other way nature is going to teach you.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I
Talk to me. Come on, you got to.
Hear my story.
Talk to me.
When I was birthing my son, I peed on my midwife, and I was so embarrassed when I was trying to push him out.
That's what happens.
Like, I don't know why I can't push him out. And she was like, it's gonna feel like you're pooping. And I was like, oh, I feel like I need to poop, but I don't want to poop on you. So I've been holding my bowels, trying to push him out. I said, no, just release everything. And I was like, okay. So then I pushed, and then he popped right out. I was like, oh my God. And
what a great story. She tucking in the bowels. I don't want to. I don't repeat on you, so I don't want to poop on you too. You're not going to embarrass me like that. It's her baby the whole time.
I gotta agree with you on that, Damali. I gotta agree with you on that. I didn't think that the poo was what they wanted, but the poo, it came with the poo.
It came with the poo.
It came
I always
with the
tell my
poo.
kids I pooped all of them out.
That's it. That's it. Our shit said the same thing. She said, I did poo it. I was happy. I need you to get that this universe has it coded in our DNA. Supporting detail I already gave you. Nature, there's no entity smarter than nature. And all of you are nature. And nature, let's go. There is nothing about nature controlling. Now, before I get to more details, I must warn you. Before I warn you, and nobody is going to like what I'm about to say, especially Tempest. Let me tell you why. Because Tempest know all this stuff. She just can't stand the way God be doing stuff. You understand? Tempest be like, I know what you're doing, but I don't like how you do it. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I totally get it. Listen to me. Listen to me. You find this in ancestral teachings. Who's familiar with the Orisha Oya? Okay. Oya is quite destructive. Yes? Okay. Pay attention. I'm sorry, I forgot to prep y'all for this. So what I want you to do, because you ain't finna like this, you're not finna like this. What I want you to do is I want every last one of you to breathe until you can find your heartbeat. Just at your own pace. It's been there the whole time. Your conscious filtered it out. I need you to bring it back. Breathe until you're conscious of your heart. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is, I don't care if it's beating too fast. I just want you to know it's beating. I don't need you to change anything about it. I just want you to remember you are blessed because your heart is beating. Got me? Now that I put you in the blessed vibration, nature will destroy your stuff to fix it. Rewind, press play. Nature has it coded in its nature. All this up. Do you understand? Until it's fixed. Let me explain. Tectonic plates are moving right now. When they fool around and bump up against each other, they got to fix themselves. And there's two ways to fix themselves. This is how it works. Watch my hands. If one of the plates go under another plate, like this, thou shalt get a volcano. If the plates rub against each other, thou shalt get an earthquake. But until them plates get back on the right path, destruction will happen. You're going to get this magma or you're going to get this hole in the ground. But ain't none of your buildings standing today until we get right. I'm not done. When the cold wind over the Colorado mountains. Swoop on down, go run across the Gulf and the Atlantic Ocean, and then that hot air comes from the African everywhere. And then when that cold air comes from Iceland, Greenland, and when you have, I can't remember the name of the current, when all that happens, you get a hurricane. And nature will rain from Africa to Texas over do you understand how dumb that is? We can't sail that far that fast. A hurricane goes from Africa to Texas faster than we can sail. And it's tearing up everything. Why? Because there is a disruption in the atmosphere. And in order for nature to fix a disruption, it's going to kill it. And what happens right after the hurricane? Oh my God, the sky is so beautiful. Mm-hmm. So if you are listening to me, two things are true. Thing number one, you in a volcano right now, or you about to be. Do you understand? So when something bad happened to you, and it's going to happen, Frida, or it already has, enjoy it. It's just nature correcting itself. May that be a peaceful calling for some of you, because what you're not supposed to do is judge your self-worth because it's hurricaning in your life. The hurricane has nothing to do with your prosperity. It has everything to do with the prosperity that's on the way right after the hurricane. Put it spiritually, when God finished blowing you around, your feet will be right where you told God you wanted to be.
Come on now. That's it. That's the word. That's
it. Do you understand? You prayed. Oh, God, please let me be married. All right. Here's a hurricane. And you don't understand what the hell is going on. But right when your feet finish blowing, they're right where you ask God to put them. Somebody used to always say, I'll say it now. God can take you wherever you need to go, Frida, even if where you are is completely your fault. And I thank God for that. But let me tell you something. And I know it's just me and Shannon. The rest of y'all are saved. Everything we got into, we did ourselves. I ain't never had somebody make me do anything. Everything I did because I wanted to do it.
Bruh.
I ain't never.
Right? Listen, that's why I love my ATS family, because my ATS family was the people that told me, like, when I showed up in my box, you got to be truthful in your damn box.
That's
Don't
right.
be lying in your box. The reason why I'm here is because of something that I did, the choices that I made, or the choices that I refused to just listen to. Greatness. But it was all me.
All you.
But all me helps me get out of it, because as long as I'm still waiting on the person that messed it up, it ain't never working. So the minute I realized that it was all me, that meant that everything from that moment on that I did, I was doing it for me in the benefit of me to now be able to be me and let God's glory shine through me.
That's right. That's right. And sometimes it take a volcano to burn them negative people out your life.
Come on, baby, burn, baby, burn. I'm about to blow up. All that
Real talk.
everything.
Real talk.
Grab your
Real
plate. Talk
talk.
about grab your own plate.
I have prayed for things that I knew I wanted. And then after I got it, I was like, why the hell did I pray for this? This is not what I thought it was. This is some trash. I'm serious. This is not what I thought it was. I didn't think it was at all. Today yes, ma'am.
You need to work on that too. You need to fix that, because what happens when you pray on it and then you have to walk away from the prayer?
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Hold on real quick, Susan. Let me say this here. Every place in your life right now, you prayed to be here. You're now complaining about what you used to pray for.
Absolutely.
We are ungrateful creatures.
We are.
You understand? You are currently where you were just praying to be. And now you're complaining about it.
Now I'm gonna tell you, shut up. I'm gonna say, shut up. Yeah, from the gut. Shut up, damn it.
That's it. Go ahead, Susan.
Well, I got, in the news break today, millions of cases of cancer are going to be diagnosed this year. That's like that article, and then the contrast of what you're teaching right now could go over in the Mexican news as to,
You're so right.
What,
yeah, you're so right.
What you do about that.
Yeah.
So that you're not one of those millions.
I know that's right. I was telling my friend, this is an absolutely perfect time. I was telling my friend today, my friend with the cancer. I was saying, well, it's not. She said, well, I'm low on energy. No, well, and she thought, because she switched over to the Dr. Sebi diet. Thought it was a diet. No, it's not a diet. I don't think you understand that you got something else going on that you need to account for, but it's not the diet. Because let me explain. First off, all protein comes from energy. All protein comes from plants. All protein comes from plants. All protein does not come from animals. Protein comes from plants. Animals eat plants. That's why they have protein in them. But it's in exchange of 90% heat loss. Let me take you through biology 101. 100% energy in a plant. Photosynthesis, yes. Mm-hmm. Then when the rat or squirrel eats the plant, through escaping of heat, thermodynamics, you get a 90% loss of what that plant was, and 10% that goes into the animal. So when the snake eats the rat or the squirrel, the snake is getting 10% of the 10% that's in the rat. The Dr. Sebi diet, doesn't matter whatever you may think of what they try to do, is built on what is all alkaline foods. Alkaline is electricity. Electricity is energy. Dr. Sebi's diet is saying your body is full of energy, so you need to only eat energy because you're an energy vessel. So if she is losing energy and can't find it, it's not the diet. And I told her what it was. It's your view, in this case, what she was talking about, because it's not always, but in this case it was. It's the negativity she keeps looking at. Mm-hmm. My friends, those million people, I can't tell you what they did, but I can tell you what they all should know. The things you allow into your eyes and your ears are equally as destructive as the food you put in your mouth. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all doing everything you can to lose weight. You're vegetarian, you're vegan, you're working out, you're doing it all. And you ain't missing a beat and you can't lose weight. You know why? Because you're still negative. You may have good food in your body, but your spirituality is keeping you at an acidic state. And your body, your metabolism can't kick off and start. Your body can't heal itself because the diet of your spiritual man, is what the church would say, is acidic. Go ahead, Phil.
Plus, you're trying to lose weight as opposed to release weight.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I show enough keep actually when I keep saying that too. We want to release it. We want to have an image, let that go, and keep it over there in the let go-ness. The Shira said that she's currently on the Daniel fast, alkaline diet, and it's amazing for you. It is amazing for you, especially if you're Black, because no, it's not. It's not a no. We're talking about science. We are photosynthesis in ourselves. I'm not even talking about humans. I'm talking about the more melanin you got, the more you turn the sun's energy into energy. That's what melanin is for. Well, if you're as dark as me and eating a plant-based diet, you're twice as faster. There is a, when I'm not talking about, I got to be careful here because I don't want people to get mad at me. There's a reason why a lot of your athletes tend to be darker skinned, because we can store energy to use it when it's time. It just is what it is. The fastest people on the planet are in Jamaica. They play the way field kids play basketball outside is the way they run track outside. They don't even care about basketball. They just run track. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. We're talking about science. I have no agenda in what I said. Of course, people could put an agenda on what I said, but that ain't what I did. We're just talking about science. So in contrast, back to Susan, if I am one of those million people and I get cancer, I don't want to speak for them, I'm going to speak for me because I feel very comfortable doing that. The first thing I'm going to do is be quite okay with the fact that I got cancer. But that's so antithetical to what you've learned. I didn't tell you to give up, but how you gonna beat something trying to beat it? It's not the way it works. In order for me to stop being a drug addict, I must admit I am a drug addict. So if you do it with 12-step program about substance abuse, why wouldn't you do it with a disease in your body? You have to admit, you know what? I have high cholesterol. I'm okay with the fact that I have high cholesterol. I've analyzed this. Now that I have done it, what am I going to do now? And then from there, you have an infinite possibility of steps that I don't have enough time to get into because we don't have an infinite amount of time. But until you accept where you are, you can't move from where you are. I give you an analogy of that. You're in a car and you, Phil says, Antonio, you got cancer. I need you to accept you have cancer and grab the steering wheel of your life. That Phil, no. So here I'm in the car. And when I say no, what I'm doing is I'm saying, I ain't touching no steering wheel. I'm just going to let the car take me wherever it's going. And then I hit the guardrails and stuff and crash my whole life because I didn't take the steering wheel and steer myself to safety. Go ahead, Phil.
There's a story of a young kid, and I don't remember how old he was. When he was diagnosed with cancer, in his mind, he would have a big auditorium and he would invite all the cancer cells into the auditorium. And he said, I just want to welcome you and I want you to know that you've got peace here. We're happy that you're here. But if you keep growing, you're going to kill everything.
Wow.
So he would use that as a mental exercise, stop the growth of the cancer by accepting it, but then letting the cancer know that if it keeps growing, it's going to kill everybody.
And the cancer won't have a place to stay no more. Think about that. The cancer doesn't benefit if you die and get buried in the wood. in the casket. That's I've never heard that before. That's incredible. It's incredible. Now that you get the point, here's the first real thing I want to tell you. Word for word, Grace, write this down. Make sure the things you desire come from within you, not from what other people want from you or expect of you. Make sure the things that you desire come from.
Say it one more time. Powerful. Jesus, powerful.
Make sure the things you desire come from within you, not from what other people expect of you or want from you. Notice how I've only said two things. I said one thing for 44 minutes or something, and I told you I would. And that's allowing, and I gave you all supporting details. The first time, Tempest, that I had something to say outside of the answer I gave you up front, I went after your desires. No. The structure of this talk is important as the content of it. Your desires, if they're not yours, you will kill yourself. And deep down, all y'all know I'm right. If you live your mama life that she got planned for you, you're going to kill yourself and you're going to wind up hating your mama. Do you understand? I'm telling you straight up. Make sure the desires that you have, Antonio, come from within you. You understand? Tempest is with ATS back now, different role, because she decided to be. When Tempest was convinced I knew what was best for her, we was electricity and water. A square peg in a round hole. Now she do what she want in pure happiness. You know why? Because she here because she wanna be, not because I want it for her. Do you understand? That's a huge difference. Because one, let me tell you, she didn't say this, I'm saying this. If I was Tempest, this is what I would have said. I'm gonna do it to Shannon because I like messing with Shannon. She like messing with me. You got me doing everything for you so you can get all the credit and all the glory and all the money, and you using me. Don't fool me now. You know that's how we think. I was talking to, so I have a pastor, it's Grace and Shannon's pastor. And I was sitting, I still talk to, but she don't know I talk to Tillman all the time. But you know what I'm saying? But I still talk to him. As a matter of fact, he gets money from me almost every 2 weeks. I keep sending the money. Every time I think about the goodness of God, I send him a love offering. But anyway, besides that, I'm sitting there talking to him, and we in the office. And this is, I've never revealed this conversation. We talking to each other, and I was telling him I need to, I got to figure out a way to, build here at West Point. He looked me dead in my eyes and said, well, you're going to have to go. He wasn't kicking me out, don't get it twisted. He was saying, you got something great here. And there's no way what you got can exist in this place. And me being me, because I know everything. No, man. We good. We good. We'll be right here, man. I'm gonna keep learning from you. He was trying to tell me, Freedom, I ain't got nothing else to teach you. And what you got and what I got They not the same thing. And you can't grow what you're growing in my roots. Keep walking, because like a traditional Baptist preacher, I'm going somewhere. He was trying to tell me, Frida, your roots can't grow with my roots because they not the same plant. And you are trying to put your roots in my plants when my plants are stronger than yours, older than yours, and be here first. And my plants are going to treat your plants like poison and get rid of you if you don't move. I'm going somewhere. Nah, we good. Now, nothing ever happened. Not a single one of his members ever became poison. Single one of my members ever became poison. He never became poison. The situation never became poison. You know what happened to Molly? I became poison. Not to him, not to the organization, not to anybody, to myself. Because here's what happened. I had already grew. I'm trying to help somebody, Deanna. I already grew, but I wasn't accepting my growth. And so I kept gaining weight while being a vegetarian. I'm trying to help somebody, Susan. I'm trying to help somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was ballooning. I got up to 300 pounds eating no meat. Real talk, because I was unhappy by not embracing myself. I was
Too many damn Reese's.
well, yeah, the Reese's too. Don't worry about the Reese's. You just keep your mouth shut. Okay, Reese's ain't never did nothing wrong to you, Shannon. Jesus Christ make Reese's. Okay. And too many Reese's too. Yeah, she dropping that real science on her. Don't forget the white sugar in the right. Yeah. Real science aside. Besides that.
Actually, they're saying the Mediterranean diet is, acceptable, which is, 3/4 vegetarian, but you have healthy meat,
right?
Healthy meat, fried chicken, but a nice chicken breast or whatever.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, definitely not no processed meat for sure. Mediterranean food is great too. I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Tempest. Okay, I'm talking to Tempest. I'm talking to a few of y'all, but I'm most certainly talking to Tempest. I know who I'm talking to. I was a boss trying to stay a student. And it became poisonous to my body. Do you hear what I'm saying? You can't. Some of you have called yourself to a higher calling, and you still trying to stay old you. And you're not allowed to do that. As a matter of fact,
because it's comfortable. I don't want to do those things that I keep seeing. I don't want to do what I'm called to do because I like it here. That requires too much of me. I'm talking about Tempest. I ain't talking about
you preach it. You keep on going.
That requires so much of me, and it requires to give so much of me away. And I don't know if I'm ready to give myself away like that. So I keep seeing the dreams, seeing the visions, hearing the voices, and laying them down. because it's easier to be not even old me. It's easier to be this me than to become what I know I'm called to do. I don't want to walk through the valley.
That's it.
I don't want to. But as you said, either I'm going to walk through it or a hurricane is coming. Do I really want a hurricane to come? No. Like I'm already restless at night. I'm already, you know what I mean? I'm already battling. But I don't want to. That's the real answer for me. I don't want to become that person. Not that it's scary. I just don't want to give myself away like that. That's I don't know why I'm talking, but that's where I am. I don't want to give myself away. I don't want to be the oracle for everybody. I don't want to be the healer for everybody, but I know I'm supposed to be. And it's running is eating me alive. And I'm noticing that the more I run, the less peace I have at home. So, I don't know. I don't know who that's for, but that's where I am.
Stop running and start with me. I'll be your first.
That was for me as well. I haven't, for the last 2 weeks, I haven't slept. And I don't mean like haven't slept as in I had rough nights. I genuinely haven't slept. One day
Like I text you last night just randomly at like the weirdest hour. Hey, you still up? And when the phone went off, I was like, okay, something's wrong with the universe because he's answering, not just up, he's still answering.
I'm gonna tell you some same transparent energy. It was Shannon. It was all my fault, and it was Shannon's fault. I'll tell you why. I had been telling Tempest, I hope she's on the phone so she can't hear this. You know what I'm saying? She at work. So hopefully she can't hear this. Yeah, I don't let her hear this. I was telling Tempest, I've got to, Shannon keeps calling out to me. Shannon keeps calling out to me. Shannon keeps calling out to me. And I kept delaying calling her and calling her and calling her, right? And I couldn't sleep. The moment I finally called her like 2 days ago, I got some rest. You know what I'm saying? But nothing wrong. No, nothing wrong at all. But I understand universally from a numerology perspective, from the age of Aquarius perspective, I understand that our oldness has been completed. And we have just started a new journey. So I couldn't rest until I called Shannon. And there was nothing that I could do. And I've been, how long have I telling you, Tempest, I need to reach out to Shannon. I gotta talk to Shannon. How long?
Maybe a month.
And that whole month I couldn't sleep because she kept calling me. And I couldn't sleep. And as soon as I finally called her, I actually got some sleep. There's a lesson there. Your body is a lot smarter than you.
All right, man.
And if you think, some of y'all wake up at 3 a.m. feeling unaccomplished because your body said, you told us you was going to be successful. So wake up. Because until you write that email, ain't no sleep around here. I'm talking to my dreamers out there. The reason why y'all keep waking up at 3:03 in the morning, 1:53, and you don't just wake up, you wake up unfulfilled. And then what you try to do is you try to go through your phone and you try to distract your body, telling you why we waiting at 8 o'clock to start working. We went to sleep broke. Work now. You understand? Real talk. And your body will wake you up. It'd be like, you gonna write this email, Shannon? You gonna write this dissertation? Because you keep putting it off, so we keep waking you up. Your body's smarter than I'm telling you, your body will wake you up and tell
Go
you.
to the next section of this. I don't like how you talking about me right now.
I understand. Ain't nobody asked me, huh? Your body will wake you up and be like, when you supposed to watch that Neil Patel video? Well, we up now. You ain't even got to use the restroom. So go ahead. Go ahead, Deanna.
I'll jump on the source so you can leave Tempest alone. Before the new year, we all got together and you was telling us, and that's when it was said that, hey, I wake up every morning at this time. Mm-hmm. And so you did the numbers and you broke it down what that meant. And so then I was like, well, I wake up like every 2 hours. And when you told me what you told me, my mindset has been like, look, I'm tired of waking up every 2 hours. You told me the reason why you wake up every 2 hours is because you're living an unfulfilled life.
Just so y'all know, I don't let nobody make it.
So ever since then, I really been thinking about that. And I have gone back to see how, in my head, just to get an estimate of how long I've been having broken sleep. And it was damn near either half of or quarter or 3/4 of 2021. And I was like, so for a damn year, a half a year to over a half a year, I have not been living in fulfillment. So I told myself to say, you know what, bump that, because I'm tired of waking up exhausted. I'm tired of falling asleep at the wheel. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I told myself, you know what, I'm going to go to sleep empty, because you used to tell us all the time, die every day. And when you broke down what that meant, I was like, okay. But now I understand, because I'll wake up the next morning, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't like how yesterday went. I didn't do enough yesterday because I didn't sleep as well as I wanted to sleep. So like last night, I slept pretty good last night, but I woke up this morning, I'm like, I still woke up tired, which lets me know that I didn't live in fulfillment yesterday. So I'm gonna do more today than I did yesterday. So that way, when I do go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna sleep like a newborn baby after they just drunk some of their mama's milk. Is this a difference between babies who sleep that drink Similac and babies that drink they mama's milk and sleep? It's two different sleeps right there. I've seen it. It's two different sleeps. So that's what. So when you said what you just said, I was like, oh snap, okay. I just wanted to help out my sister Tempest, so you can leave her alone.
100%. Listen, you, Shannon, Antonio, Tempest, Deanna Graves, Phil, Susan, Damali, you told your soul, so you got here, we're going to be successful. How? We're going to do this. And 50% of your personality when you were born, you were already born with. That is science. You were already born with the promises you made to your soul. Did y'all hear what I said, man? Mm-hmm. It is scientifically known that a child is born with 50% of their personality. They get nurtured the other 50%. And I'm telling you, Damali, that you were born with the promises you made to your soul. And I'm also telling you, your soul is in full harmony with your body. And when you let your soul down, your soul will say, body, get her ass up.
I'm telling you, let me tell you, I was taking this coffee that helps with anxiety. And, I just haven't been able to get it lately in the last couple of months. And so last month, I was like, I had a lot of anxiety, like too much. And so when I had that sit down talk with myself and came to what I really want and what I really need to do, haven't had the coffee, haven't had anxiety. Like I've been studying my coding and moving forward and been sleeping well and not anxious at all. So I believe you fully.
It's just, you came here and you promised yourself, Sandra. You said, so this what we gonna do. Phil said, humor. So if Phil walk around mad, Soul gonna be like, that ain't what, and all of a sudden, stuff ain't gonna work right. He gonna stump his toe. I'm saying, he gonna be mad. Soul gonna be like, when he get across this bed, go ahead and let him hit that pinky toe real quick. Old preacher once told me I couldn't stand none of his sermons. I hated every last one of his sermons. I hated every last one of them. I hated every last one of them. But he said something one day so good. He said, whatever's in you gonna come out of you. I heard that before. That makes sense. And then he gave a good analogy. He said, I was going down the causeway. This is the Galveston thing. It's the bridge that takes you over the water because of Galveston Island. And it was raining. And the car spent out of control. I hit a little puddle and the hydroplane spent out of control. And he said, oh, Jesus. And all the cars were passing him up, and he spent across all three lanes, hit the rail, and then overcompensated, went back across the other side, hit the other side of the rail. And not a damn car got hit. And he is convinced, because in the moment of panic, he said, oh, Jesus. And this is how he ended it. I'm glad I didn't say the stuff I used to say. Right? You know what I'm saying? You said, I could have got a different result. And I never forgot that because I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that in that moment, what was true to him came out of him. He had no time to get, when you spinning out of control, you don't have time to go, I wonder what learned behavior I'm going to do. No. You don't have the luxury. Whatever's in you is coming out of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, when you wake up at all them times of the hours, and you just keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, get to work. But before you work, meditate. Listen to me. I shocked Tempest yesterday, or day before yesterday. I didn't even know. I wasn't even trying to. I was just talking normal. We were talking about meditation. And I told her, well, most of my meditation comes while I listen to other people. I don't know why that was. I do know why it was shocking, because I don't think y'all understand. There is no right way to meditate. There is absolutely zero right way to meditate. So I broke down this, me meditating. She said, wow, okay. I said, well, Tempest, you got to realize this is what shocked her. I said, I spend almost 24 hours a day pouring out. So when I meditate, I'm not talking, and I don't need to calm my mind because I'm always calm. I need to be poured into because I spend my whole life pouring out. So that's why most of my meditations come listening to Joel Osteen or somebody like that. You know, there's plenty of people. Alan Watts, it's way too many to name. I just pour into me because I want God to remind me of how proud or pleased with me God is. I got 24 hours in a day. I got 23 hours and 59 minutes, Shannon, to complain. But for this 1 minute, let me just tell you how pleased with you I am. Thank God for it. Go ahead, Arshia.
God damn it. Last night I was up at 2 o'clock. Okay. But this time God did something different. Normally the people that he want me to pray for or say something, he give them to me one by one, different days. But this time it was 4 people back to back, and it was strong and heavy. But this time, that's why you don't have to tell me what's going on. God's gonna give me everything that I need to pray for. I pray for each one of those people. But this time I didn't just pray. I was like warring in the spirit for them, crying. Because if I don't pray for them right then and there, all the anxiety they're feeling, anything that they're feeling, I will feel it. And if I don't do it right then and there, I will not go back to sleep.
It
So
makes total sense. That's your calling.
it's a tempest. 2019 when I was trying to get my doctor's program right. When I tell you nothing didn't go right in my life until I surrendered, until I said, okay, I'm gonna stop this program. I'm gonna start working at night, and I'm gonna go to do Christian counseling. Then Christian counseling came, and then the prophetess and all that stuff happened because it was what God wanted me to do, and it was what I wanted to do when I was 2 years old. So once you let go, because it was a process for me though. Once I began to let go all of that, my life, the quality of friends, the quality of life I'm living now is very peaceful. It's very peaceful. And it's a process. But once I was like, okay, I'm going to go against the grain. I want to get this doctor's. I want to do this. I want to do this. Everything was breaking down in my body, mentally, spiritually, messing up. And so I'm telling you right now, even though you want to do it, you can't even pick the select people that you want to help. God's going to give you the people that He wants you to help. You understand? But in order for you to do that, you have to allow and you have to let go, whatever that is for you. And you was one of the people I was praying for last night too. So Deanna too, like I said, Deanna said, you better go to sleep empty because you got me up at night praying for you. So please go to sleep empty. But last night, I don't know if those people feel the shift. So after I prayed for them, I was like, God is done. Good night. And I went back to listen to my meditation. But everything I've been doing and I want to do is everything that I want to do.
Well, nothing wrong with that. You're a healer. You're an empath. God, the universe is going to talk to you differently. All of you empaths are privileged to a voice. Most of us are not. Shannon does counseling, but Shannon is not allowed to be as much of an empath as Tempest. She'll never be able to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she doesn't have extreme amounts of empathy, but Tempest could not do Shannon's job. There's no way Tempest, day in, day out, can see abused, sexually abused, spiritually abused, mentally abused children barely standing or acting out, and then watching parents add to that day in, day out. Tempest would not be able to handle that job. Not that she would quit, it would take a toll on her. And she'd just literally be fired because she would be ineffective. So as a counselor, as a cop, you got to build up this, you have a certain sense of humor because that's how you got to deal with the job. You have to build up this tough skin, but your heart has to get even softer. You get it? You have to have the softest of hearts, but your skin has to get a little Teflon on it. So everybody can't be the greatest empath because every job doesn't come with empathy. It comes with emotional intelligence. You understand? Just because I'm too smart to be too empathetic. I can't be both. I can't. I already know what is wrong with you and what you're about to say. As you're talking, I know 15 sentences later what you're about to say. And it's the truth. And I had to learn how to shut the hell up so you can say it. It is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was learn how to actively listen. Because there is nothing worse than somebody trying to fix everything you say.
My God.
You understand? That's not empathy. That's me applying emotional intelligence. Shannon, Tempest, Damali. No, actually not Damali. Sam, Shannon, Tempest, Sam, Susan, Derek. These people can just listen. And their soul will talk before they will. You understand? But just because you're a grandmother don't mean you know better than your grandkids. Stop that. Just because you a dad don't mean you know better than your sons. Stop that. Everybody got their own journey. And your keys to living one great life is to only live your journey. Get out of other people's journey. So to put a good bow on what we've been talking about, you need to make sure your desires are yours. Nobody else's.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to get it together and I'm gonna try not to fall apart. I've been called a crybaby, but of course I'm too, you care too much. You put too much of your heart out there. You give too much. You want to help too much. Well, one of the things that has happened to me has been I'm sorry, y'all.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time, Ty. Take your time. You're right.
There has been a tremendous burden on me. Is that just at the end of the year, literally, I was told that I had to leave from where I was. Now I know that I had shared with you all. It was a blessing for me to get back to my daughter that was kidnapped from me. And because of all of the negativity that was put in her, it took us an extremely amount of time to get a relationship for me and her. Well, there's a lot of things that I saw that was toxic, and I mean extremely toxic. It was like hearing and seeing her father doing the same type of mental damage that was done to myself by her father. And she's doing it to my granddaughter unknowingly. And yet some of the things that I brought to her attention, I would let her hear herself. And God had a way of letting the circumstance happen outside while she's watching. And she's like, wow, that's the way I be sounding. However, when I tell you it blew up, when I say it blew up, it wasn't cool at all. But like you were saying earlier, and I wanted to say something then, but I couldn't because it would have been all over the place. But I had to compose myself. But for me to see and hear these things happening to my granddaughter, the same thing came back to me, and that was to save, protect, help. But how is that possible when it is your own? So to see those seeds that have been planted, I'm sorry, y'all.
You're doing just fine.
And not be affected in a positive way along with the negativity was extremely difficult. But like you said, if you stay there, you're going to kill
Yourself. You're gonna die.
yourself. And you can't do just like what you were told. You can't do what you need to do if you stay here, because what you need to do won't be accomplished because it can't grow here. My concern was for my granddaughter and my daughter, because of knowing the type of damage it causes. And this is one of the things that I continually talk about, because in an abusive relationship, especially where children are involved, there's always something being put in. So like you said about that 50% being put in afterwards, it is so difficult to decipher and decode. And I'm tremendously blessed that I'm not there anymore, but it's so painful, because that's my baby that was broken before she was even born. But to know that I have to continue on the outside in order to make a change on the inside for the stability and safety of both my daughter and my granddaughter, to change things not only for them, but for myself, to respect the fact that she was there after I was gone, and the damage that was put in will be stopped. And that is my prayer, that is my belief, and that is my goal. So I just wanted to say I thank you.
You're so welcome.
And I thank the whole of ATS, because this is a burden I would not have been able to carry alone. And we weren't even having any meetings, but just to know that you all were there was helping me. Just want to say that.
Y'all unmute your mics and clap for her, please.
We love you, Sandra. Love you, Sandra.
Yes, I'm very excited. I got your next one. I'm very excited about addressing this, because I want to say the only thing that matters here. Look at you now. Mm-hmm. And each of the process, I could say plenty. I could say, I could tell you how Antonio is so smart. He went through some stuff. So now I want to make sure my kids don't go through it. So I project myself on them, and I continuously interrupt their lives with my desire for them. And then they grow up to hate me, and then we can't live together. I tell you all that. Or you got blown and your feet are right where you prayed them to be. Depends on you, because both of those are true. Now you want to look at how good your life is. By you, I mean y'all. Or you want to look at how good your life is not. It's up to you. But I will tell you this. If you want to know how you've been looking before I made that statement, look at your harvest. Your harvest is a direct result if your life is good or your life is good not. If you don't like your life, you've been looking at good not. And as a result of this conversation, Frida, you get to change. I would just warn you, Renee, that you're going to change right now, but that harvest will not. Let me say this because y'all don't get this. And I really need y'all to get this. And I wish this was in the movie The Secret, but it's not. I'm not saying anything bad about the movie or the book. It's just not in there. I wish it was. I know who I'm talking to, but I'm going to talk to all of y'all. But somebody know I'm talking to you. You listen to me and you listen to me well. Energy can never be destroyed. This is why you need to watch what you plant. You hear me very well. If you've been looking at good knot, that knot is not going to go away. It will be here forever. And when your life is good, when your life is all perfect, when it is good, you will be constantly reminded of the crap you don't want. Because once you create matter, it is here forever. This is why when you finally get your relationship on the right track, but you're reminded of what you didn't like, because you created what you didn't like, and it has to always be there. This is why the beginning of this conversation was allow all that. So yes, you're going to change right now as in me talking, but the bullshit in your life is going to stay here. It ain't going nowhere. The difference is, don't bother you no more.
Antonio, you helped me with that. One time you told me, so you ascended and now you want to be mad because somebody is not ascending as fast as you. That's you cussed at me. And I was like, you know what, you're right.
I do that.
I can't be mad at somebody because they got that programming and I'm working through my programming and I see them work through their programming and still like being mad about them. You know, that's retarded. Like you helped me with that. And since then, it's been a lot more flow. Good. Because I just don't get upset when that programming shows up because first of all, the person knows the programming is there and is actively working on it, but it's not going to disappear overnight. If so why am I tripping?
Yeah, ain't nothing you can do. Why am I tripping? Yeah, it's energy. They've got all this energy in that program, and you want the program just to go away. The program, listen, and when they change, the program's still going to be there. There's still going to be a trigger. You know what I'm saying? It's going to always be something, y'all. Always. This is why you need coaching, because Phil keep telling you, watch what you plant. Susan keep telling you, watch what you plant. Because once you plant it, it's here forever. The goal, the trick, the key, the power is not to look at it no more. If you only look at what you want, it'll fade away. It's going to stay here. It would just fade away from your illusion. That's making this all make sense. Go ahead, Renee.
Okay. I wasn't even going to say anything, but then when I saw Miss Sandra, I said, oh my gosh, I got to say something now. I was telling Jay after the morning meeting, and I was thinking about, you know, what Ibrahim said. He was like, if you want to write, then write. If you're gonna blog, then blog. You know what I'm saying? Right. What are you gonna do? And I was sitting there in the kitchen, and I was like, you know, you guys, years ago, I said we had an assignment at school, and I don't pay attention sometimes to assignments, but this one, I've held on to it for years, but we had to come up with a timeline for what we saw for our lives. And I was 13. And I said, when I was 13, I said, I'm gonna write a book. And then 13-year-old me say it's gonna turn into a movie, and I'm gonna get Steven Spielberg to direct it. This is me at 13. I love Steven Spielberg, but I looked at Jay and I said, I've always been a writer. I mean, blogging is something that I like to do, but writing has been me ever since I say from 13, but even before then, it's a part of me. I said, the world is loud and crazy, but when I write, it's quiet and I get everything out, and it's my zone that I feel right up there with singing, right up there with, you know what I'm saying, doing other stuff, but writing and singing, but writing mostly is not my comfort zone, but it's where everything is quiet and I'm just like, I'm in a zone. I could be in the room for hours and I'm just like, and sometimes I think you can, I thought I wanted to do other stuff growing up. I thought I wanted to do other stuff. I got a degree and did other stuff, but still that's been a part of me, but I pushed it to the side because I was like, well,
You
Renee,
ran from
you may not be able to earn any money. You may not, but you know what I'm saying? But this is also you, but it's not.
No, you ran from it. You use your intelligent mind and run from what you promised your soul you would do.
Yeah. And now it's since I've been here with ATS, and it's like I couldn't put it down anymore. And then I said, I gotta do something with this because it's a part of me and I gotta do something with it. And so doing something with it, and I'm like, but
that's good. No, that's good. I want to ask you, I want to use you to ask everybody else a question. How many more of you have rationalized through your intelligence and ran from what you promised your soul you was going to come here for? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want her to know she ain't by herself. We get real smart and get dumb real quick.
Yeah. And, and even though I thought like, well, Renee, you like analyzing people's minds and, you know what I'm saying, psychology major and all that stuff, which I do love psychology. I mean, that's my thing right there too. But I put the creative side kind of to the side because I was like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to make money, you need to do all this stuff. And now I'm just like, I'm at a point where I can't lose. I've already lost. I've lost a lot of stuff. I don't say all that, but I've lost things. I lost people. I've lost a lot of stuff. I don't have anything more to lose at this point. I don't have anything more to lose. I lost myself too. Some, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have anything more to lose. I've gained me as well. So it's time. And I was looking up different niches and stuff like Ibrahim said, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it said that like you should be a copywriter. That's what you should do. And I was like, all right. But it's different and it's new because you're putting yourself out there. And I think sometimes we decide not to because we just be like, well, this is comfortable right here, but we can't because stuff is easy. We might as well do what we love to do and win at it than to stay in a spot and we've already lost. So it's I'm ready to I'm ready to write. I'm ready to do more on my creative side because I don't have anything more to lose.
Well, this time don't talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, I gotta keep with it. So I gotta go to work. Actually, I just gotta go to work.
Well, no doubt. So you got it then. Good. So I don't have to talk you out of something now. I thought I was gonna have to. Let me help you out. Start the class off. But first off, y'all let me meet your mics and clap for her and her transparency.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to say two things to set up one clip. I'm going to address her, address me, set up a clip in that order. I told you at the beginning that allowing everything is the key. And then the first point I brought up after that was your desires got to be in you. But see what she did, what she said, I'm not making no money writing right now. And the desire to go do something that she didn't want to do, that she didn't agree to her soul, the desire of the economy, of the bills. She let her landlord dictate her future.
Yes, I do. You're a grown woman. You need to do this. You need to do that. You gotta make money. I'm scared. I'm scared because I'm like, Renee, you ain't going back to no shelter no more. I'm not doing it. I need to make money.
See?
Yeah.
You the only one? Is she the only one?
Because I'm scared. I was scared because I was like, you ain't going back to no shelter, Renee.
Nope.
You was there for almost 7 months. You don't need to go back. Do what you need to do to not go back. It was in my head for years.
Let me tell y'all why I'm successful and most people are not. Because I don't give a damn what you say about me when you think I'm lacking. I need you to receive that. It's not me being tough. I know I need you to get that I went 8 years without a car, but money was in my bank. Man, I need y'all to process this. I went 12 years without a church building, but members that showed up every day. I need you to process this. I would let you talk about me on Shia all day long. What I'm not going to do is act like you and go to poverty. I'm not going to do it. If you don't have a car right now, don't you go buy a car. Oh, yeah, I didn't like that. I know you didn't. So let me go ahead and take it harder. Why on earth would you borrow money? That's what you're doing when you go get a car note. If you could buy the car, buy it in one payment. But since you can't do that, sit yourself down. Stop being so urban and call your friends for a ride. Who you impressing? Because while you get in the car, you locking yourself in the same situation you don't like. You gonna hit me on this day. I know you ain't got no car. Where's this coming from? I don't know. I'm getting these downloads right now. I know you ain't got no car, and you don't need one. What are you doing? You're that inconvenienced about asking people for help. You're gonna put yourself in debt. So you just really
where you are speaking on today. Oh my gosh. No, I'm saying that because people look at me like for the last couple of years, I've had things given to me, right? But I have to learn that I'm probably not the person that you're supposed to give something to, because you should make me work for something so I could appreciate being here.
That's about right. That's about right. I'm glad you know about yourself.
You know what I'm saying? I know I've learned that about me. So you giving it to me ain't really the best thing for me, because I'm shit on it. Like, that's great. I know I am. So I've had a car for all of these times, and you know the thing about the car, everyone loves the car. Oh, it looks like you, it reminds me of you, and all this other bullshit, right? So now I left the situation. The first thing that you had to give back was my car, right? People like, oh, I would have stayed in the craziness just so I could have a car. I would, oh girl, you crazy. No, and no. So you speaking on the car today, I have my straight Uber account. Let me tell you, Uber is not a bad thing. I meet a lot of great people in those cars, and I don't have to worry about gas or anything else that goes along with having the car. But damn it, that I need to hear that you're good without the car, and you're figuring it out.
The car. You understand.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Hey.
I'm good in the spot that I'm at. I'm good.
In the spot you at.
It's a new one, and I like it, but it's peaceful. I can create in this place.
Come on, man.
And I heard you one day say that your home is the place where you can create. And if you can't create in a home, then something is wrong.
You need
And
to
it's
go
been jaded
somewhere.
ever since. But I moved. I'm in another
You need to
and
go
I can
somewhere.
create, and I love it. But without a car. Look, so I'll be calling people for rides. They be like, this bitch. I used to say, don't play with me. It comes back full circle.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what you gotta do. No, I'm glad. Listen, I figured, as I said, I was gonna say two things. I'm gonna skip me and I'm gonna get to the video because the question in the chat from the series says, what about spending, read it, Grace, because I want to show. I already had this video clip pulled up. Let me say up front that before I did what I am doing, I told you I'm gonna do three things. I want to address her, say something about me. I'm skipping that part, and I want to set up a clip. Mm-hmm. Well, her question set up the clip I already had pulled up. Mm-hmm. Because I understood what was about to happen. Read the question, Grace.
What about the money spent on paying the Ubers and helpers? No one is genuine these days.
Fantastic question.
He loves me. And I declare that in my universe, God is everything except money. But rather, I declare, God is everything including money. See, that money is just another form of the energy of life that we call God. So we need to get off of our idea that somehow money is bad. You know, we talk about filthy lucre, you know, and we talk about being filthy rich. And we use those phrases that give away what our inner thought is, or at least the inner thought of society at large is, about this. And I can tell you that society still holds this thought very deeply, because one of the questions I am most frequently asked, how does it feel for you to be going around the country talking about spirituality and making so much money at it? As if somehow I'm doing something wrong, you see? As if somehow that should be a warning to the public. See? Big warning. See, look at how much money he's making off of this. And every so often I get a letter from someone who says, if you're really so spiritual, why don't you give away all of your royalties to the poor? See? Why don't you, for that matter, just put the book on the internet and let people have access to it for free? See? And the reason that we don't do that is that if we did that, the publishers would go out of business and the book could never be produced to begin with. See, somebody has to do the first thing called publish the book in some form. Even putting something up on the internet costs money. So because that's true, what we notice is that money is just the lubrication that makes the machinery of life work at this present time on our planet as society is currently constructed. And that's all right. See? So I refuse to go to that place that says if you were really a spiritual person, you'd give your book away, you'd take the royalties that you do get for it and spread it out among the poor, and you wouldn't take any of that for yourself. As it happens, just as a matter of information, Nancy and I and the foundation we've created do contribute a large sum of money each year to many, many worthwhile causes. That's not important, it's just what's true, it's just what's so. But, you know, I love making a lot of money because it allows me to do a lot of things, and I'm very clear what I want to do in the world. I'm very clear the changes that I want to cause to happen. And as I said, in our society, it takes that lubrication to make that occur. So what we have to do is get comfortable, is to get comfortable with money, as we have to also get comfortable, I might add, with our bodies and with each other. We have to learn to get comfortable with the stuff of life so that we can say,
pay attention. Everything you should have paid attention to, I most certainly want you to pay attention to this part. I'll tell you when to stop paying attention.
All that life is to me, and all that I am a part of life, I bring to you, and not be ashamed of any part of it, because God doesn't know from shame. Everything changes when you make a decision to be one of the courageous ones. someone who chooses to make a life rather than a living.
Right there. All right. Oh, yes, absolutely. You can, I'll give you, am I still unmuted? All right. I'll give you this link. And then what I'll do is I'll send you the link to the entire talk. So that's the link that was just played, the 8-minute clip. It's part of it's actually a very famous clip. If you just type, if it's Neil Donald Walsh on abundance, it's an hour and a half. And it is right here in the chat as well. He says plenty of things. It's actually very famous. I expected that to happen. Grace, before I talk, I took the liberty of writing down how I was going to end. I sent it to you. If you can read it, it's in line now. I want you to read it. Look at that, God's timing. You're so welcome. I want you to read it one by one, Grace. Everybody, listen. This is the crescendo. Go ahead.
God should be given to Uber drivers or people working. God should be given to people who write books. God should be given to people who provide a service. God should never be sacrificed for a debt you cannot afford. God is not a debt. Debt is the opposite of God.
I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me well. Money is just a physical manifestation of God. And if you don't have money, you have a God problem. You don't have a money problem. Rewind, press play. Money is a manifestation of God. Grace, the earth is the Lord's.
And the fullness thereof.
Including money. Her Bible did not say the earth is the Lord's unless you're talking about money, because, God ain't strong enough than money. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof are she. And if you have a money problem, you actually have a God problem. You have a relationship with God problem in the areas of security, finance, and prosperity. You love God to save your soul, but not God to make you comfortable and happy on planet Earth. You enjoy God to smite your enemies, but don't love God enough to let your credit card, your debit card go through without you praying over it. You trust God with the big decisions of your life, but you don't trust God with your cost of living. You don't have a money problem. You have a God problem. And what happens is when we have a God problem, it shows up. We say, Shannon, if you're a counselor, you ought to counsel me for free. Since Shannon is a counselor, I am supposed to extend to counselors God. Thank you, counselor. Here is God. Because you have counseled me, I therefore give you God. Hey, songster singing that song. Your angelic voice reminds me of God, Adrian. Here is God, money, thanking you for using your voice as God. Anytime you provide a service, you are supposed to thank that person who has provided that service with God. Money is just gratitude. Gratitude is just love. And God is love. But what you're not supposed to do, Antonio, is be 42 years old, be 37, and ashamed to ask for help. What you're not supposed to do, Arshia, is say, I'm grown, I ought to have a car. So let me take the God in my life and exchange it for debt. You do not put God on a cross.
No. Get heavy jackets.
You understand? You do not, you say get heavy jacket, you walk out there in that snow. You do not put God on some cross so you can live the desire that somebody else has for you as being 42 with a car, 23 in a house. You do not sacrifice God for debt. I don't care what they say you are supposed to be looking like at this age. I am not going to take the God in my life and impress you with it. I'm freeing somebody. You calm yourself down and you know that the only thing you're supposed to do with God is share. You're never supposed to give God away till you have no God left. So if Shannon wants to talk to me and Shannon ain't filled herself up before she came to me, as much as I love Shannon, she got to be filled up before she talked to me. And if she's not filled up, I happen to be in overflow, that's all good. The next time I see her, she do it again, that's all good. But if every day for 3 years, all Shannon do is take from my source, I can't hang with Shannon no more. We got to love everybody back to wholeness. But if you ain't trying to be whole, you can't take up your bed and walk. And it's not my job to carry your bed or walk with your legs. If you can't hold your bed, Tempest, I got you. Where we going? My job is to be strong to help out others. If you don't want to hold your bed, I ain't got you. Those are two different things. If you cannot, I got you. Because God is the God of the poor. That's in every sacred text. If you say, I ain't doing it, I ain't got you. That's your journey. It is perfect. And I am so grateful that you're not going to do it. I'm on a different journey. And you get to live that journey. But the keys to a satisfied life is to allow. When Antonio say, I ain't doing it, don't convince me. All I'm going to do is give you a headache. Shannon say, Tony, you ought to do this. Nope. All right then. She shouldn't repeat herself. All I'm going to do is dig in deeper and say no louder. So the best thing she can do is say, you know what, you're right, you're perfect. That's okay. Me and Tempest, we're going over here. And it's a good bow on the whole class because it's everything we talked about. Came full circle. You want a key to the happy life? It's simple. You got to allow all this. And after you start allowing, guess what you got to do? Why did you allow that? Damali, was that your desire or theirs? Let me tell you something. Tempest put the helicopter out there. Allow everything. No, allow everything. You hear me? Allow everything. But you're going to piss yourself off if you realize I done allowed something I ain't want in my life. If every day you got to prove to me how much you love me just so I can get off my little attitude and finally give you harmony, I am not your friend. I am a parasite.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. I love me so much, I hate you. And I love me so much that every time I come to you, Shannon, I'm gonna eat all your energy. I don't give a damn about your life. I don't care about your son. And your son needs to see you happy. I love me so much. Forget you, forget your son. Give me all your life force. And when you get to your son, give him leftovers. And we are surrounded by those people, and you know it. And some of us accidentally married those people. It is not my job to look Frida in the face and say, serve me. It is my job to look Frida in the face and say, how can I serve you? And that's never going to change. So don't you go out here as we close thinking, I said anything else today. I only said one thing. Allow. You want to live a good life? Relax. If you really want to, if you want to, ask me how to speed it up, Grace. Ask me on the mic.
Hey, Antonio, how you speed up?
Don't correct nobody for any reason. Don't correct anybody for any reason, ever. I know that's tough for some of y'all, but let me give it to you where you can understand it. Forgiveness, Shannon's like, oh my God, no. Forgiveness is the key to stopping karma. Forgiveness stops the wheel of karma. Karma is your harvest for to punch you in the face. $1 million is harvest. That's karma. You're getting punched in the face with prosperity, or you're getting punched in the face with the absence of $1 million. If you want to stop a harvest that you don't want, you can't pray it away. You can't die it away. If you die, your kids gonna get that harvest. The only way to stop what you planted is forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. It's the only way to stop the wheel and the action of karma. The only way to stop what you deserve coming in your life. It ain't grace and mercy from God. It is you being God and giving yourself grace and mercy and forgiving yourself. And I'm telling you right now, if you correcting somebody, you ain't operating in forgiveness. Either you can't forgive yourself from listening to their BS, or you think you know better and you ain't forgiving them for thinking that BS. You want to speed this up? Don't correct nobody. And that made sense. If I'm wrong, let me be wrong. But I can't let them suffer like that. I can't let Antonio think that. Why not? So you think God don't love me enough to protect me from my ignorance? Or you ain't like being lied to, so you got to correct them. Either way, you want to speed this up? Please know correction is a vibration that has never been associated with prosperity. None of you have been corrected to the heart of God. None of you. It's never happened. You were loved to the heart of God. There is no situation in your life where you were ever corrected. I don't think I'm going to change. Nope. You were loved. No, there ain't a rich man on planet Earth. I ain't never seen a happy person ever come to Christ. I ain't never seen it. I've never seen it. I'm not telling you it ain't happened, Damali. I just ain't never seen somebody happy come to Christ. I ain't never seen it. You know, I'm having a real good day. Real talk. Jesus don't do no ministry in perfection. Help me, somebody. Ministry happens in mess. Ain't nobody ever say, you know, I'm gonna have such a great day. I want to give Buddhism out. This is a great day. Tell me about this. Tell me about this, Jesus. No. You were bruised, broken. What the billows did, Grace.
The billows roll. Go ahead.
What happened to the breakers, Grace?
Hey, Dad, come on.
Tell me what happened after that, Grace.
I shall not sway. Stop it. Keep going.
Come on now.
Because my soul is anchored.
It's anchored, baby. It's anchored. Can't go forward. You drop your hand. Jesus. Come on now. Talk about the trip.
Now y'all know where the church folk at.
That was it.
Y'all have identified the church folk. I threw a rock out there and they hollered. Okay. In conclusion, genuinely, honestly, if you want to speed up everything I say, there's two things you need to know. Well, three things you need to know. The only thing you need to know is allow all this. Allow you don't have a car. Allow you're not married. Allow you got bad credit. Just be okay with it. The second thing I've said, which is just a supporting detail of the first, is you need to make sure what you want, Antonio, is what you want. Because until Antonio wants what Antonio genuinely wants, I'm going to stay mad at Tempest. I can't even respect Shannon when I look at her like she got me stuck in her dreams.
Watch it, sir.
That's the second thing. You understand?
That's so good. That's so good.
That's the second thing. And if you want to speed up everything I've taught you today, if you want to be Neo in the Matrix and stop these bullets, because some of y'all deserve bad things. If you want to stop it in its tracks, make no more corrections. I'm going to end you with this. Worst thing I could have ever did to Shannon. Worst thing I could have ever did to Shannon. Worst thing I could have ever did to Reggie whenever he come back. Worst thing I could have ever did to Tempest. Worst thing I could have ever did to Deanna. They've all taken extended leaves of absence from ATS for perfect reasons. Worst thing I could have ever did was say, where you been?
My God.
And that's how y'all greet people when they be leaving church for a little bit.
That happened to me yesterday.
Happened to you yesterday. See? Worst thing I could have ever did was make Shannon feel like she wasn't here. She ain't never been gone. And there is nothing in me that would ever create an environment or even let her say she's been gone. She's been here the whole time. So if you see me do a business and it work, or people praise me, or American Express show up to my house, ain't got nothing to do with me being smart. Has everything to do with me being heart. I am blessed and I get blessed because I'm making sure Shannon, Tempest, Deanna, anybody else don't feel that trash. Ask Damali. I was on the phone with Damali 47 minutes yesterday. I don't talk no 47 minutes. I talk on camera. After that, I don't talk. It'd be quiet as hell in the office. I don't say nothing. It was a misunderstanding, not from her. You know what I'm saying? I don't use WhatsApp, period. And I was trying to tell her and her husband, nah, I got y'all, man, whatever it is. And I went on and on and on because it was important to me for them to know God has showed up in their life. You hear me? I'm blessed because of the stuff I do in my heart, not the stuff that come out of my head. Go ahead, Shannon.
What's so profound about this also is that when I left, what drove me away was me, but the main thing I was doing was always trying to correct you. I was always trying to correct Antonio, and it was funny, but it was also very debilitating, very murderous to me to always try to find fault in him. You know, I'm not keeping anything in my hands because all my fingers is like you. I mean, he tripped. That's your fault. That's because you do this. Or he coughed. Look, that it was that bad sometimes. But that's why I left, because I pushed myself away by keeping my abundance away from me because I didn't know how to receive that, but I knew how to keep myself from receiving it. And so once I opened myself up, I'm like, I'm still not going to get it because I'm going to just go after Tony. Tony. Now I just do it for the joy of just doing it. But back then it was definitely just very murderous because and it just clicked to me now. Like that's what I spent every meeting doing. Anytime things got real deep or I felt too uncomfortable. Oh, you're not doing something right and it's your fault. And so it was just amazing. And the other thing is my word, and I just got it like 3 weeks ago. It's a phrase, say nothing. And the only time it resounds in my ear is when I want to say something to correct somebody or to say, you're not going to talk to me like that, or you're not going to treat me like that, or that's not going to go down like that. I'm like, God, why are you telling me not to say nothing? You know, because that's my ego. I don't want people to run over me. I don't want people to not know that I'm not the smartest person in the room. I don't want people to be taken advantage of. It's so much that I don't want, but every time I say I don't want it, all the law of attraction hears is, oh, that's what she wants. That's what she wants. So that's what I'm gonna give her. So that's what it's been, say nothing. Biggest day on this paper. This is blurred, but it says don't correct nobody for any reason ever. And I'm gonna put it up on everything because that's what I do. I have to put people in their place. I'm not gonna allow you to be mean to my friends or my son or my kid or me. And that this is about to be hard. I don't even know why I'm on this meeting today until now. Like I check my text messages. And y'all always do this to me. And I don't
Shannon and Tempest are the heart of ATS, y'all. Y'all have no idea. They have no idea. Let's conclude this in less than 2 minutes.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say this to Shannon? But this time, Shannon, you can't say nothing about it, huh? You can't correct none of it.
So now I'm gonna start doing stupid stuff on purpose now. Now that I can get away with it.
No, bro. Everybody's still learning them lessons. Don't be doing that.
I know, right? Look, here's the crazy thing. I know, right? Here's the crazy thing is, let's say I was to do that. I was like, no, I'm gonna take advantage of it now. I can get away with it. Karma is gonna catch me. All she gotta do is still not say nothing. And I'm the only one karma catching. But as soon as she participate, karma catching us both.
That's powerful right there.
That is. Come here, Grace. Come here real quick. That's powerful.
Watch you choke, and I ain't said nothing.
That's it. Look, here's Grace right here. My grandmother used to always do this to me, Shannon. Pissed me off. I couldn't stand it, but it was facts. She'd go, why you hit that boy? This is me. I'm me. I'm my grandmother. She me. Why you hit that boy? You want me to hit you? Want me to hit you? See, it ain't. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go a little softer. See this? See this? This is what you need to do. You need to sit there, you need to take it. Because it's not a fight until you hit me back. So as long as he hitting you, I could get on him. But since you hit him back, now I got to get on you. Go ahead. That's how God treating y'all.
Y'all better go ahead with y'all purple. Y'all better stop matching purple.
Oh, we sure do got matching colors. That's how God treating y'all. Now God got to take from you because you want to correct somebody.
Oh my. All right, Reverend.
Okay. Okay.
Shoot.
All right, so let me take my 2 minutes to end this here. Your challenge for the rest of the year. She said, I thought this was a challenge.
I accept.
So this is Mission Impossible right now.
That's it. I want you to allow everything in your life, and I don't mean this with words, I mean this with becoming. What I mean by allowing is not struggling with it. That's not allowing. That's patience, and patience is a bunch of bullshit. No patience. No, because God doesn't need to be patient. God isn't going, man, I really don't like this situation, but I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to be patient. God don't need to do that. And you are God. And then I ask you to be patient. I'm telling you, allow by becoming at peace with it all. And the moment you can look at what used to kill you and it has no effect over you, at that moment, you qualify for all the abundance to enter into your master's joy. That's your challenge, to allow to become at peace with it all. Now, how do I do that, Antonio? There's only one way to speed it up. No more correction. No more correction. You're not just correcting people, you're correcting God. And I don't mean it as a metaphor.
Suggest.
Wow.
Can we
To strongly suggest is just a clever way of correcting. Look, no constructive criticism either. No. Listen to me and listen to me well. The only way to pull this off is to have no correction. And I'm telling y'all, some of y'all, especially you empaths, your problem ain't correcting me. No. Your problem is when I'm not around, you still correcting. You looking at your life going, I don't like my car. I don't like my bank account. I can't stand what's happening in my life. And you literally by yourself correcting what God is doing in your life. But God ain't doing nothing in your life you haven't planted. So you got to let go of correction of other self, that's me, and correction of you. My last words. Holy macaroni. Never seen that written before. My last words. Everybody, I want you to find great joy and peace with all the BS in your life. Because there is no such thing as bad energy. Under no circumstances did God create bad energy or good energy. It's all energy. Our auto suggestion tells us if it's good or bad. The very thing that is killing you today is going to be the very thing that made you a millionaire. And the very thing you love today is the very thing you're going to lose your appetite for when you become a millionaire.
Wow.
Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you later. No, ain't nothing today. All right, we won't see you at all. Tempest said tacos sustain her life. Amen. Okay, she's not losing no appetite for tacos. I blame you not. I blameth you not. All right, everybody, y'all have a fantastic one. Love you. Thank you so much. Monsieur, pleasure. Derek, pleasure. Y'all have such a good one. going on out there and what's my health tip for the day? Don't dig in your nose because you actually scratching blood vessels. Okay, so be careful with that. Yes, yes.
Hey, Antonio.
Just blow your nose. You'll be all right.
Hey,
What's
just
happening?
one quick comment. You can let the recording end, Grace, but I got a head start on this. Be okay with that all because I got my van back after not having it for 6 months on Saturday.
Look at
on
that.
The same day that Sam had another accident and lost his truck again.
You tell Sam that his law of attraction is telling on him. You hear me?
Yes, I know.
Okay. You tell him his law of attraction. Listen, we can't keep doing the same thing now. All right. You tell him his law of attraction is telling him. But what's even funny in that keeps happening to y'all. Lose and get at the same time. What that means is their idea of prosperity is I can't have it all without losing. All you gotta do. But here's the good thing, no. The good thing is, Damali, you know how to get prosperity. Now you just gotta tweak it to say prosperity means I don't have to lose nothing. You'll never lose again.
All right.
Because you know how to draw it into your life. You keep drawing it into your life. She keeps drawing miracles into her life. Now draw miracles without suffering. That's a word. That's a word.
That's a big word. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next time.